Yo, what's going on, everybody? Your boy News here with a brand new video for you guys. Hey, what your channel? Hope you all are feeling good, looking good, smelling good, because your boy is back with an RTG video for you guys today. Now to review, because today's Thursday, aka Rama's Reset, and there's no new content when it comes to SBCs to do other than like Harry Kane and Christian Pulisic. Not doing either of those cards. Nothing against them, but yeah, we don't have the facilities to do either of those cards. And if I did, I feel like both of those cards are overpriced. So we're not going to do them, wouldn't do them anyways. But before we get to the gameplay, I feel like RTGs you should freaking do a bit of conversation about the squad. So for those who paid attention to like some of my videos, I've been like talking about how there's kind of been like a bit of a struggle for me personally in the game right now. More so not because of because of like scoring or being able to like win games. But I've been losing games when I get to the promotional upgrade. So like once I get to like the top of the freaking the rank to upgrade to the next tier, I tend to like just have like a full collapse. And I don't think it's anything other than just I struggle with dealing with the fidget spinner meta, and I also struggle with everyone just having like 9 to 10 people in a freaking box. So like I'm really like having issues with that personally. And I have no issues like admitting that, I'm a decent freaking player, I have a big brain, but it's okay to admit where things are a struggle, and the struggle that I'm having right now is dealing with the fidget spinner meta. Hopefully, when they come up with the new patch, being able to actually use physical tackles will like kind of like alleviate that. Because for the most part, the reason why that meta exists, this meta exists when it comes to people, the fidget spinner meta is, your center backs can't really, do anything about it because physicality doesn't really exist right now, and on defense at least, it's just on offense. If you use enforcer, you can do physical shit all you want. So one of the things that I was like just thinking about was like my pack weight has been like utter shit. Lately at least, we had a good pack week before the game came out. So we literally packed Kessler out of an SBC that for like unlocking SBCs on the web app before the game released. We packed freaking King from the hero SBC last week. We packed freaking Georges from not SBC from a pack. So when it comes to like the cards we actually packed, being like the 3 heroes we have, we've had decent pack weight for the most part. But that was early. That was SBCs and then Kessler being early game. Outside of that, I've been packing nothing but like 82s and 83s and 84s that I don't want my squad. So during this entire time of us not really like doing well pack weight wise, we're falling behind the power curve in positions that I don't want to fall behind on, and those positions are right mid and DMs. I'm okay with where we are when it comes to the actual back 4, my striker and left mid. As good as I think Alyssa is, she's not, in my opinion, a starting right mid. She's a super sub left mid, and we literally just don't have right mids other than like freaking Saka and Saka's ass. Like, I'd rather use Alyssa out of position than use Saka because he's just bad. So we're behind a power curve at DM as well. Again, Seeger is good, but she was good 2 weeks ago. Now she's kind of falling behind a power curve because her physical's too low, her defense is too low, and she doesn't have a playstyle plus. And at the same time, she doesn't have, the roles for the current meta of the game, and that also hurts the card. She only has pluses for freaking holding, which hurts the card. If I'm playing like a 4-2, if I'm playing like a 4-4-2, I need box plus. If I'm playing a 4-4-1-1, I need box plus. Doesn't have that. So she's behind a power curve when it comes to her pluses on her rolls, and behind a power curve when it comes to the fact she just doesn't have a PS plus. Whereas like now at this point in the game, you do want to start getting players into your squad who have a PS plus in crucial positions, aka your defense and your midfield. So we went out and bought Gyoro again. We've bought her 3 times because I'll buy her, use her, then flip her, make more coin. So we bought her again because I needed someone here that I know is good enough to freaking do what I need them to do as a box crasher. As much as I love Polish Joyce, she's been very, very clutch for me. but she's behind the power curve. She's an 83 rated keeper. Doesn't matter how good I think she is, she's behind the power curve. So when I bought Christine Endler, just to like have someone who, you know, is more within the power curve, you know, someone who's at least an 87 or higher rated keeper. We got Endler. Obviously, my entire goal for the RTG is to be first owner everything. So we are going to, you know, sell Endler again. We're going to sell Gyoro again, you know, to and replace them with, you know, people who we get first owner, unless we can come. There's an EVO that comes out for keepers, so we can get her to like at least an 86 or 85. So, you know, that's kind of where I am now. I don't think the team needs to change at all outside of, you know, just getting more in tune to power curve through, you know, that's kind of like the downside of where they are with EVOs right now, because EVOs are so nerfed right now because we all wanted a slower power curve. You know, we're not getting our players to improve as quick as we were in you know, S25 or S24. You know, we were getting our teams like by this time last year, we would have had like we had a number of freaking like EVOs that was giving out PS pluses and, you know, getting our ratings to 87s and 88s, things like that. Where it's like we're just getting these small EVOs. Like we're just now sometime either tomorrow or this weekend, today's Thursday. We're just now going to be getting a center back evo. So it's like, and even that evo is a max 80. It's like we're not there evo wise to like push the team where we want it to be. Some people would say the entire team should change, and I said to you before, and I say it again. It's a skill issue if you blame your team entirely for why you lose. You can say things like, you know, you're behind the power curve, but if you're saying the reason why you're not winning games because your team's bad or that person's bad, like, yeah, that's more of a skill issue. Because as I said before in another video, there's someone who went 15-0 with a bronze team. You know, you can't use that excuse of, oh, your team's just not good enough. You can't use that as the excuse, especially because even like last NC, your team of the season, there's a consecrator, Matt Gamer. I think it's like what his name is, or Matt HD Gamer. He went like 10-5 with a team of 84s and like 86s during a time of the year everyone's using freaking, you know, 96s and 97s and things like that. So he's using a literal SBC squad for a freaking 82 freaking SBC, you know, during team of the season, and he went 10-6. He's 10-5. So it's a skill issue if you just entirely blame your team. I don't think my team is the reason why I can win every single game until I get to the checkpoint and then lose. You know, that's just me. It's not, you know, yes, power curve plays a factor in there. So does RNG and things of that nature. But for the most part, it's just me, the person behind the sticks, who's also at the same time doing way too fucking much in the game. AKA, we keep changing our formation because we're trying to just try out new things to see what I like. We keep, you know, changing the tactics. I don't go to Inception or, you know, Now Easy or people like that to get my tactics. I just do my own shit and see what I like. And we've been doing that. We've been playing around with different things to see what I like. Like in the review for Yasmin and Ryan, the first part of that video, we're playing a 4-3-3 bracket 2, where I'm trying out a new formation, and not new formation, but a new tactic for the LCM and for the DM. And then the later half of the video, I'm playing the 4-4-1-1, where I'm trying out, you know, having both my boxes on ball winning. I had Jade on freaking like wingback support. It's like I'm just doing too much, and you could say, you know, Rivals is not the place to experiment. You know, you could say Rivals is a place to like actually like, you know, try to play your what formation you feel like is the strongest for you to play and go from there, but not experiment. Me personally, you know, other than like the DKTs and obviously champs on weekends, there's not too many places to experiment in this game. There's not that many modes to experiment, you know, in general. So Rivals becomes that, okay, I'm just going to experiment kind of thing, especially because it's just a video game. You know, there's no money in a lot. I'm not getting paid to win in Rivals. I'm not getting paid to go to higher divisions. So I can experiment in Rivals, and if I lose, that just tells me that what I'm experimenting with was not a good idea. So let's get to the Rivals. We kind of yapped for a long bit. I don't know if y'all are a bigger, you know, fan of longer RTGs or short RTGs. I've seen Inception do one, it's like 50 fucking minutes, but I've seen Nep do like 20 minutes. So it's like, I think Boris does like 15 usually. So I don't really know what's a good time for like RTGs when it comes to like length, or like how many gameplays you guys want. I know some people, they'll do like 1 game or 2 games. I don't know. So we'll get against Rivals with the squad and see if we can, you know, get our luck in the way. It's Oliver Kahn playing a 4-5-1. Roll full. Cody Kelly. It's like a mixture of WSL and Prem. It was a good idea, just didn't get the movement out of Ryland that we wanted in that situation. Crazy save. It must be nice to like pack a freaking icon keeper and just not have to freaking worry about keepers at all for a while. Get all that to a cutback. Cool. Nice from Ryland. So like I said, I'm not. When I thought about the power curve, I don't think I'm behind the power curve because my like actual attackers. But my attackers are fine. I need Ryland, you're a striker, go forward. So I don't like how, in that situation, my striker is literally freaking like abandoning the middle of the freaking field. Julie Brand goal? Eula Brand, sorry, I pronounced her name wrong. Then the brain just freaking, you know, farts. Right there, we're just being patient. Seeing what he gives me. I wanted to score to Alyssa, but we didn't have an opening, so I just said fuck it. It's a Gracie Euro goal. That's why we freaking bought her again. Only we could just fucking pack her, dude. One thing that I didn't mention in the intro about, like, you know, going through struggles, and a lot of people will be like, just change your formation to like this or that. You have to understand this at the same time. Changing your formation won't automatically make you a better player or make you win games. Like, yes, the 4-2-1-3 can carry people, but you know, that's if you're okay with being carried by a 4-2-1-3. But at the end of the day, when it comes to like playing any other formation other than 4-2-1-3, you're not going to get better freaking, you know. Sorry, I kind of like lost a train of thought because you lost the ball there. It's harder to freaking play the game when you're also talking at the exact same fucking time. Yeah, one of the things that I also talk about a lot too, because like myself getting better, so I need to be more aggressive on defense. I'm someone who tends to be very passive on defense because I don't want to like risk getting freaking penalties and you know, cards. So a lot of times, like there be times where maybe I should do a slide tackle and I don't. Her finesse shots, even though she doesn't even have freaking finesse shot, is freaking like really nice, but yeah, that was just a well blocked shot. But yeah, I'm not a very aggressive defender. Like, I'm very patient. I'll let you freaking just sit here and dribble for a little bit, and then I'll freaking like, you know, use physicality to win the ball. It doesn't really matter when you're playing a game that doesn't allow you to like do physical tackles anymore. And that was my bread and butter in S2025, was I can just let you freaking sit and dribble these offsides. I can sit and let you dribble and then use freaking an A tackle or bruiser to freaking get the ball back when you get, you know, close to the freaking box. Whereas like in this game, since those things are nerfed to the freaking ground, I can't really like just do that. I can't just be like, all right, let you dribble, you get to the box, I'll physical you. It's actually meant for freaking LeBron on the far left side. I should just took the shot right there. All right, I thought it'd be like another one of my issues. I'll try to like, I'll have a decent like shot, but I'll make a move to try to get an even better shot. As an FPS player, because someone who plays like a lot of FPS games, my thought process is always, I shoot when I can guarantee that I'm going to get like a kill, like being accurate. I'm very, very good at FPS games. What a lucky ass bounce that was. Yeah, just lucked it, like just entirely lucked into a goal. And that's what I mean when I said before about you can have success in these games without actually being good. He lucks it to that goal. He didn't do anything to earn that. We win the ball and it bounces away from my player to his player, and then he takes a freaking shot and my keeper saves it, but it literally ricochets off the post. It's so unfortunate. And that can change the entire landscape of the game too, by the way. Because like now he has a confidence like, oh, I can score. You know, this guy's probably going to quit like not so long ago, but now he's probably like, oh, I can actually get in here and get a freaking goal off. Oh my god, I had to hit the button to send her on a run like 5 times, bro. She would not go on a freaking run. There we go, just patience right there. That's all it was, just patience. Just being patient. Because he's laying off on defense because he's afraid of freaking, you know, Ryland and the dribbling. So he's laying off on defense. I'm just waiting to see what opens up. So I'm a very patient person, and that can be a good thing for me. It's a good thing on offense, but it's not a good thing for me on defense. Like, you see like how lucky this guy. We win the ball on defense again, and it just bounces right back to him. It does nothing about skill. That's just pure luck. It was a good idea with Jade. We just couldn't get the angle I wanted. We got pushed a little further than I was hoping for in a situation. Notice that I don't get those bounces, by the way. When he defends, and I'm not complaining about him defending at all, but when he defends, the ball just goes right, you know, to like where he needs to be. When I defend, it just bounces back to him. And again, it makes you feel like the game is just random. And not about freaking like being a better player. It's just who gets the luck at the right fucking time. There we go, Ryland turn to goal. There we go, you LeBron. Basically the exact same way we score with freaking Ryland score right there. He's overcommitting and we're taking advantage of it. But also I've never actually played the 4-2-3-1 the way that I have it set up in Rivals, because Rivals I'm always like just trying something new. This is what I usually run when I'm playing the DKTs. I'm actually like trying to freaking like have a lot of success. Like a lot of my best finishes in the DKTs were with this particular setup of 4-2-1-3. Just way more attacking than the usual 4-2-1-3 that you'll see. Raise Euro goal. You know, my packway has been really like off and like not great. When the fact that my backup DM is Ward Prowse. It's not because I think he's that good of a card. It's literally just that's the best I got. This guy's giving up. It's the literal best I got. That pass took a while. So the second I see her run up, I literally hit the button to freaking pass. Yeah, it's dribbles. And that flick kind of just fucked her over. But yeah, the second I saw that her going that run, I hit the button to freaking pass, and then you just see it just happen like kind of like half a second and a half after the fact. Nice movement, nice movement. And that's why we have Jade on Versatile. Both my fullbacks on Versatile, by the way. So they will go on runs. I can't. We almost gave a goal right there. I'm trying to like you can literally see what I'm trying to do when it comes to me trying to switch my players. I cannot switch the person who's near the ball at all. He's having a free run on net because the game won't allow me to switch. I'm trying to switch to the person who literally has the best chance to win that ball, and I can't switch to him. Whether I do a stick switch or a bumper switch, is not letting me freaking switch. So rather than turn and go, it almost like we tried to do like his guy full dashboard. That was an angry dashboard. He's probably mad about the bounce back, but honestly, I deserve that. Like if we go to the highlighter for like this goal, so like right there, you can literally see it. I don't ever use this shit. So let's go a little slower. So right here, we pass with you, LeBron. Like, slow it down, game. We should do like a frame by frame. Like right here, I'm trying to pass to Kessler. Look at this pass, and it just doesn't even go to Kessler at all. You could say that the game in that aspect is passing what Kessler used to be. Now Kessler's going, and if that's the case, why the fuck is Kessler moving in that position? It doesn't make sense for Kessler. No, we're doing this all wrong. I don't ever use a highlighter. It makes no sense for Kessler to like run away from the pass if the pass is just going to go to where Kessler was at when I hit Y. So then she should stay in place. The game should automatically have the player stay in position when you hit the button to pass. And even if he will be mad about the bounce back, Kessler wins that ball. So it's not like it just ricocheted off of him. Kessler wins that ball after she doesn't get the pass. So it's not even a bounce back. It's just literally Kessler just playing defense and getting it off. And then Rylan scoring. Funny thing about this situation was we're playing the same formation with different tactics. He's doing the usual 4-2-3-1 park the bus tactics that you would get from Inception or anyone else, you know, and he might have made his freaking shit like, you know, 10 depth, where I'm playing a very, very attacking version of 4-2-3-1. Both my fullbacks are versatile, so they're going to be making runs. I'm playing with bots, crashers. Basically, I only have one DM instead of freaking 2 DMs at most given times, so I'm very, very susceptible to counterattacks. But the thing about it is it's very attacking, and that's why I like it. Like, yes, is there a chance for me to get cooked on a counterattack? Yes, but I'll take that chance when it comes to like at least getting my own counters on, because it's also a very counterattack heavy freaking like way to play the game. We have Boss Crasher. So I'm gonna end the RTG episode at that. I might just consider this like be the actual first official RTG episode. I had to literally go do something like the second I started recording the outro. But anyways, we did 2 games. I don't know, like I said, I don't really do like recommendations for my videos, but for RTG, this is an open like conversation on would you prefer the way we did it this episode, where we have like a little bit of a talk about the squad beginning, and then we do like, you know, 2 full games essentially. We edited out like, you know, dead ball moments and you know, things that aren't really relevant. Or would you want like kind of similar to how the reviews are, where it's just clips of the action, aka maybe some saves, some defensive plays and goals, and then have like 3 games? Or just want like how many games would you want in general? Like just 1 game, 2 game, 3 games when it comes to the RTGs? And that's only for RTGs. And I'm not asking for anything when it comes to reviews, just for the RTG. What would you recommend? What would you prefer as a viewer when it comes to seeing gameplay? Not like what you prefer to see champs or rivals or DKTs. No, like just how many gameplays would you prefer to be present in RTGs, or would you prefer to just be how I did it with this episode? We have other episodes of the RTG. I always said that they're not like official episodes, because the team hasn't really been what I want it to be ideally, to say that, hey, okay, this is where we're at to start the RTG. Or you can just say, you know, those do count and this is just another episode. You know, I don't really you know where to consider it. I kind of want to consider it part of just, you know, another episode instead of being like the official start of our RTG, because, you know, I feel like the RTG is anytime you use your main team, and this is the main team, and we've used videos of the main team, so those could count as, you know, RTG videos. But anyways, for the most part, like I said, we played 2 games. Everything was fine. I've always said that though. I said like whenever we're like just, you know, moving up the ladder, we dominate. It's when we get to that last game to get promoted that we have a collapse. Everyone was mostly fine. There was no issues with the team, but also we played a formation that, you know, I know it's going to be a killer. You know, we're not fucking around with like other formations like 4-5-1, or, you know, using the what you call a 4-3 bracket 2, which isn't a bad formation. But I feel like this year, until they can like repair physical tackles and repair bruiser, 4-3 bracket 2 and 4-3 bracket 3 are harder to play, because those 2 formations require you to play some heavy manual defense, and without being able to do bruisers and physical tackles, being tasked with doing, you know, that level of manual defending is brutal. Whereas like in a 4-4-1-1 or a 4-2-1-3, or even in this formation, the requirement for like manual defending isn't as heavy. You know, the AI for this is good enough to get into positions where all you gotta do is just do like the right swap to that character and you're good. But yeah, so if you guys want to see the tactics, by the way, I know people are like, oh, you're not good at this game, show tactics. Like, whatever, guy. This is how we run it. Like I said, we play counter and balance. The reason why I play balance is just, you know, the counter attack. Like I said, my biggest weakness in this game is counter attacks. That's how I was in pretty much all 3 FC games. You know, I've only played 24, 25, 26 when it comes to me playing All-Star Team. I always had the weakness of counter attacks and cutbacks. This year, not as much of cutbacks, but counterattacks still, you know, a weakness of mine. So we play on balance to like try to like, you know, be a little bit more defensive on that. But we do have both our fullbacks on versatile. But also, not how versatile works is a new focus in the game. Think of it as like complete, like striker, in terms of like how there's a version called complete. So like if you look at the web app, this will just say complete. It won't say versatile. You won't see versatile for some players in the web app, where the mobile app it'll just say complete. But generally what this does is it basically just the AI, because always remember this, your roles is what the AI does when you're not controlling that player, not what you are doing with that player. It's what the AI does without that player. So on versatile, the AI will move the fullback, you know, forward more. They're more likely to take forward runs and support to build up play, and be a wide option. It's like a winger than just stand back. You know, they're way more likely to do it. Like on balance, it's kind of the same way, but this one is like it's like a little bit better version of balance essentially. Like it's a more attacking. I'm gonna say more attacking, but just a smarter version of balance. I guess that's probably the best way to go about it. But so that's what it is. You'll skip her on Bots Crasher because I love using Bots Crasher when I play this formation. Anytime I have 2 DMs, I'm using Bots Crasher. Just tell you right now. Shadow Striker is used as a second striker, then the generic inside forward when it comes to that. I like inside forwards. Then we have our DLPs on defend, wide on defend instead of build up. We don't want too many people getting to the attack because the Bots Crasher is going to be on attack. So having defend on deep line playmaker is just want to make it to where Seeger is more likely to just like kind of like make sure the midfield is not getting fucked up, you know? Because like think about it, like S24. S24 have more options when it comes to your tactics. Like you can set someone to like cut passing lanes, things like that. It's kind of similar to like stay back, cut passing lanes when it comes to putting on defense and just going like that way when it comes to D line playmaker. So, you know, you can kind of say like, oh, that's kind of like a 5-back. Not really, because both fullbacks, like I said, will make attacking runs to support the build up. So it's more on the lines of just being a 3-back in most situations. So because these two are going to be pushed up regardless of anything. And the DLP on attack, for example, isn't actually going to be that high up because we're playing on balance. So they'll more so be like it's not as big of a defensive, you know, gap or a defensive like stronghold as you would think it would be in game at least. But for the most part, it's a fun way to play the formation. It's way more attacking. It's not ratty in my opinion because again, you have 2 fullbacks who are making attacking runs. You know, you have one of your DMs making attacking runs as well. So on any given situation, especially on counterattacks, you only got freaking 3 defenders. So it's fun. I like it. But yeah, catch you guys on the next one. I've been boy using my Archer. If you're curious why it's called 4-4-1-1 defend, it's because to me the 4-2-3-1 is just a 4-4-1-1 with DMs. So yeah, I'll catch you guys on the next one. I'm out of here. This is